Think you know everything about airport security? Think again. Did you know that the TSA confiscates around 4 million items every year? Or that some travelers have successfully brought live lobsters through security? These surprising facts barely scratch the surface. In this video, we're diving into the biggest myths about airport security. We'll reveal why you might not need to take off your shoes, the truth about liquid limits, and what actually happens to those forgotten items at checkpoints. Curious about how much body scanners can really see? Wondering if TSA PreCheck is worth it? And what about the rules for traveling with pets? We've got all the answers. Join us as we debunk these myths and share insider tips to make your next airport experience smoother and faster. Stay tuned for some eye-opening truths that will change how you think about flying. Let's get started. Chapter 1. No need to remove shoes? The truth behind security scans. For years, travelers have dutifully removed their shoes at airport security. But is it always necessary? Surprisingly, no. The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, has specific guidelines that can exempt you from this ritual. For instance, if you have TSA PreCheck, you can keep your shoes on. It's a small but significant perk. Interestingly, the shoe removal rule dates back to 2001 after the infamous shoe bomber incident. Since then, it's been a standard practice. However, advancements in security technology have made this less critical. Newer scanners can detect threats without the need for shoe removal. Did you know that in 2019, over 10 million travelers enjoyed TSA PreCheck benefits? This program speeds up the security process, making travel more pleasant. According to the TSA, PreCheck passengers wait less than 5 minutes on average. That's a huge time saver. In some airports, security lanes equipped with advanced imaging technology allow passengers to keep their shoes on. These scanners use millimeter wave technology to detect concealed items. It's fast, efficient, and less invasive. A fun fact: children under 12 and seniors over 75 are often allowed to keep their shoes on. This rule aims to make the security process smoother for these age groups. Next time you travel, look for signs indicating special lanes and exemptions. It might save you some hassle. Chapter 2. Liquids limit. Is 3.4 ounces really the magic number? Ever wondered why 3.4 ounces is the limit for liquids in your carry-on? This rule stems from a 2006 plot involving liquid explosives. Authorities found that a specific volume of liquid could be dangerous. Hence, the 3.4 ounce or 100 milliliter limit was born. But does everyone follow this rule to the letter? Not exactly. In some cases, exceptions are made. For example, medications and baby formula are often allowed in larger quantities. Always declare these items to avoid any issues at security. The TSA reports that they confiscate thousands of items daily due to this rule. In 2018 alone, over 4 million prohibited items were intercepted. That's a staggering number, showing just how strict and important this rule is. A little-known fact is that Europe and the UK have started trials to relax this rule. Advanced CT scanners can now identify liquid threats more accurately. This could mean a future with less stringent liquid restrictions. Imagine the convenience. For now, remember the 311 rule: 3.4 ounces, 1 quart-sized bag, 1 bag per person. It's simple but crucial for smooth sailing through security. Pack smartly, and you'll breeze through without a hitch. Chapter 3. Forgotten items. What actually happens to confiscated goods? Ever left a water bottle or a pair of scissors at security? You're not alone. But what happens to these items? Many people imagine a huge lost and found, but the reality is quite different. Confiscated goods are usually disposed of, donated, or sold. Airports handle thousands of confiscated items daily. In the U.S., items like pocket knives and lighters often end up in state-run surplus stores. It's a quirky way these items find a second life. In 2019, California's surplus program raised over $20,000 from such sales. Interestingly, some items are donated to local charities. This includes items like toiletries and clothing. It's a silver lining to the inconvenience of losing your stuff at security. Charities appreciate these donations, especially items that are new or gently used. In some cases, airports have recycling programs for confiscated liquids. Imagine all those half-empty water bottles being put to good use. It's a small step towards sustainability in an industry that often struggles with waste. For items of significant value, like electronics, there are often more stringent protocols. These might be stored for a period, giving travelers a chance to reclaim them. But don't count on it. It's always best to double-check your bag before heading to security. So, next time you're at the airport, think twice about what you pack. A little caution can save your items from the confiscation bin and ensure a smoother travel experience. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all our newest content. Chapter 4. Body Scanners. How much do they really see? Body scanners at airports are a source of fascination and concern. What do they actually see? The truth is, they see a lot, but not in the way you might think. Modern scanners create a generic outline of a person, highlighting potential threats without revealing detailed images of the body. Interestingly, these machines use millimeter wave technology. It bounces harmless radio waves off the body to create an image. The TSA assures that these scanners are safe and that images are not stored. In fact, the machines have automatic threat detection software, so human operators never see raw images. A common myth is that body scanners can see through clothes in detail. This is not true. The technology is designed to highlight unusual items or shapes, not to create an invasive image. As one traveler put it, it's like looking at a stick figure with a highlighter. There's also the question of privacy. In 2013, the TSA phased out backscatter X-ray machines due to privacy and health concerns. They were replaced by the current millimeter wave scanners, which are considered safer and more respectful of privacy. Interestingly, data shows that these scanners are effective. In a 2016 report, the TSA noted that body scanners detected over 95% of potential threats. This makes them a crucial part of modern airport security. Chapter 5. Pre-check perks. Are they worth the hype? TSA PreCheck is often touted as a game changer for frequent travelers. But is it really worth it? The numbers suggest it is. TSA PreCheck members enjoy expedited security screening at over 200 airports in the U.S. In 2019, over 10 million travelers were enrolled. The biggest perk is time savings. On average, TSA PreCheck passengers wait less than 5 minutes in security lines. That's a huge relief compared to standard lines, which can take much longer during peak times. As travel expert Rick Steves says, PreCheck is a lifesaver during busy travel seasons. Another advantage is convenience. PreCheck members don't have to remove shoes, belts, or light jackets. Laptops and compliant liquids can stay in your carry-on. This streamlines the process and reduces the stress of getting through security. Interestingly, TSA PreCheck is not just for frequent flyers. Even occasional travelers can benefit, especially during holiday seasons or busy travel periods. The application process is straightforward. It involves a background check and an in-person interview. Once approved, membership lasts for 5 years. Data supports the value of PreCheck. According to the TSA, nearly 100% of PreCheck passengers waited less than 10 minutes in 2018. This program has transformed airport security for millions, making travel faster and more pleasant. Chapter 6. Can you really lock your luggage? The facts on TSA locks. Travelers often wonder about locking their luggage. Is it allowed? The answer is yes, but with conditions. TSA-approved locks are the key. These locks can be opened by TSA agents using a universal master key, allowing them to inspect your bag without breaking the lock. Interestingly, TSA locks come in various styles, including combination and key locks. They are marked with a red diamond, indicating they are TSA approved. This small investment can save you from the frustration of a broken lock and an unsecured bag. A common concern is what happens if the TSA loses the master key. The TSA assures travelers that these keys are carefully controlled and tracked. However, there have been rare instances where keys have been lost or stolen. In 2015, images of TSA master keys were leaked online, causing a security stir. Despite these issues, TSA locks remain the best option for securing your luggage. They provide peace of mind and comply with security regulations. As travel expert Samantha Brown notes, a TSA lock is a simple but effective way to secure your belongings. Another tip: avoid overpacking. If your bag is too full, TSA agents may have trouble closing it after inspection, increasing the risk of damage. Packing smartly can help avoid this problem. Lastly, always double-check your bag before locking it. Make sure you're not accidentally packing prohibited items. This can save you time and hassle at security. And remember, while TSA locks are not foolproof, they are a practical choice for most travelers. Chapter 7. Banned items. The surprising things you can and can't bring. Navigating what you can and can't bring through airport security can be tricky. Surprisingly, some items you think are banned might actually be allowed. For example, small scissors under 4 inches are typically permitted. Yet, toy guns, even if they look harmless, are often confiscated. The sauce list of prohibited items includes obvious things like firearms and explosives. But did you know that snow globes are usually banned unless they fit in your quart-sized liquids bag? This rule surprises many travelers, especially around the holidays. Interestingly, you can bring knitting needles and crochet hooks on board. This is great news for crafty travelers who like to keep busy during flights. But certain sports equipment, like baseball bats, must be checked in due to their potential as weapons. Another fun fact: you can bring a live lobster in your carry-on, as long as it's in a clear, plastic, spill-proof container. The TSA even has guidelines for transporting seafood. It's a quirky rule that many people aren't aware of. Confusion often arises around food items. Solid foods like sandwiches and fruit are generally allowed. However, spreads like peanut butter are subject to the liquids rule. A common strategy is to pack foods that are less likely to be flagged, like whole fruits and dry snacks. Medications are another area of concern. Travelers can bring medications in larger quantities than 3.4 ounces, but they must be declared at security. It's always a good idea to keep a doctor's note or prescription to avoid issues. Interestingly, the TSA allows disposable razors but not straight razors. The logic is simple: straight razors pose a greater threat. If in doubt, check the VOTH website or their MyTSA app for the latest guidelines. Chapter 8. Pet Travel. Myths about animals and airport security. Traveling with pets involves navigating a maze of rules. One common myth is that pets have to be sedated before flights. This is not true and can even be harmful. Veterinarians generally advise against sedation due to the risks during travel. When it comes to security, pets need to be taken out of their carriers and carried through the screening process. The carrier itself will go through the X-ray machine. It's a bit of a juggling act but necessary for safety. Interestingly, the TSA allows small pets in the cabin, but airlines have their own policies. Some airlines permit cats and dogs under a certain weight. Always check with your airline before traveling to avoid surprises. Did you know that in 2020, nearly 500,000 pets flew with their owners in the US? This number includes service animals and emotional support animals. It's clear that pet travel is a growing trend. A useful strategy is to familiarize your pet with its carrier before the trip. Letting them spend time in the carrier at home can reduce anxiety. As author Temple Grandin suggests, animals make us human. Ensuring their comfort is key to a smooth journey. Food and water are other considerations. It's best to feed your pet a few hours before the flight to prevent motion sickness. Also, offer water regularly to keep them hydrated, especially during longer trips. Airports are becoming more pet-friendly too. Many now have designated pet relief areas. These spaces allow your pet to stretch and relieve themselves before and after flights. It's a small but significant improvement for pet owners. Chapter 9. Security lines. Is there a science to picking the fastest one? Choosing the fastest security line can feel like a game of chance, but there are strategies to improve your odds. One tip is to look for lines with more business travelers. They tend to be more experienced and move quickly. Another strategy is to avoid lines with families and large groups. They often take longer due to additional items and less familiarity with the process. As travel expert Peter Greenberg notes, efficiency is key in navigating airport security. Interestingly, studies show that people naturally veer to the right. Choosing a line on the left might actually be quicker. It's a small psychological trick that can save you time. Keep an eye out for open lanes. Sometimes, new lanes open up, and being observant can get you through faster. The TSA frequently adjusts lanes based on traffic flow, so stay alert. Did you know that Clear members can bypass regular lines entirely? Clear uses biometric data to speed up the identification process. While it's an added cost, it can be a time saver, especially for frequent travelers. Timing your arrival can also make a difference. Early mornings and late nights typically see fewer travelers, resulting in shorter lines. According to the TSA, the busiest times are Monday mornings and Friday afternoons. A unique tip: observe the TSA agents. Lines with more proactive agents tend to move faster. These agents keep things flowing smoothly and handle issues quickly. Lastly, be prepared. Have your ID and boarding pass ready, remove any prohibited items, and follow the rules. Being prepared can make a significant difference in how quickly you get through security. It's all about efficiency and staying calm under pressure.